Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? The last video I put up, I'm still checking. I don't know if they're going to be giving me a strike or what. Still says that they're checking the restrictions. Yeah. These bastards. They'll do anything to take my ass down. So anyway, this was sent to me, okay, from Maryland. They're running out of gas. They only have regular gas, okay? And the prices are now over $5 a gallon. And this is in Rockville, Maryland. All right, so this was sent to me, and of course, you know, I'll leave links in the description box below like I always do. So apparently, Potato has invited the U.S. military to officially take over, but it's only for when a state of emergency is enacted when it comes to power blackouts. And this person that put this up there says, I have long maintained that the military needed to be invited in, otherwise it's against the Constitution. So June is looking like it is indeed the month of the military. Well, that's kind of crazy. So if we have any blackouts, watch out. No kidding. My gosh. So this was sent to me, and it's a tweet, okay, and I will try to, I'll just leave the link in the description box below because I don't think I can put a screenshot up for you. And I'll read the highlighted parts to you, okay, but then I will obviously put the link in the description box below for you. And it says, the Church of Peter will be very much attacked even from within. The war will continue. Pray for France and Italy. They will be those who will suffer many losses. Pray for America because a good part of it will be erased. Famine will spread quickly, as will other diseases to come. Children, never trade your soul for a piece of bread. My children, all this pain will stop. But now we need your courage as soldiers as soldiers of light who shout the truth. Never be afraid. Wow. That's powerful. No kidding. So on to this. This picture was sent to me, and this subscriber said that she went to Price Right. It's a grocery store, and she saw this posted on the door, and she was a little confused until she walked in. It says, no credit cards for now. We are accepting only cash, EBT, debit, and WIC. She said, now sometimes establishments will post a note saying that their machine to process debit and credit cards is down. This is understandable. However, This specifically mentions credit cards, not debit cards, which run on the same machines. Also, the establishment would have to pay fees on debit cards just as they would a credit card, as it is per transaction. So it doesn't make any sense until I looked at what they had on their shelves. Price Right is kind of like a ghetto Costco, without the membership, meaning they have boxes and trays of products stacked on pallets and such, and there are not many actual shelves. Things are actually stacked pretty high in their cardboard boxes or layered on one another in managed chaos. You never know what they'll have there. And it does not seem that they have a steady flow of specific products on a regular basis aside from their store brand items. Anyway, this place is usually fully stocked to the top and damn near overflowing, but not today. This is the first time I have ever seen it this low. And I would say that their inventory is about half of what it normally is. And there are some pallets that were empty, leaving a gaping hole in the aisle. And you could actually see a wall behind certain areas that had shelving. And you could see the product to the next aisle, which was not able to be visible normally. And rice and beans were about half of what they normally are, and some canned goods were not able to be found. Their pasta section was thinner than normal, and more of their store brand items were in place of other things I would normally look for. Could they be seeing an increase of credit card purchases of a high volumes of items? I'm not sure, but a lot of people do live on credit, you know. She said, I have often done this to stock up on things as there are currently no restrictions on a number of items. I would buy cases of corn and chicken broth, etc., and no one ever blinked. Even during the height of C-19, they only restricted the refills of hand soap and toilet paper for a short time. No restrictions are currently on their products right now that I could see. But panic buying is the only thing I can think of for not accepting credit card purchases in order for them to retain some of their inventory without restrictions. Like things like EBT, SNAP cash benefits, and WIC are limiting with their purchasing potential, thus limiting the amount of items they can purchase ultimately. And cash is also a limiting factor for some in this area due to the economic demographic of folks who live here. Could it be those who are above the poverty line that are panic buying, leveraging their credit cards to do so? That's interesting. I'm not really sure, but take a look at this picture. So now on to this. I have a subscriber who lives in Paraguay, and she wrote in to talk about what it's like prepping there. And she said to get quality ball jars and extra lids is almost impossible there. And she said if she finds them, they are almost impossible to pay for. So she works with what she has, just like her ancestors did before her. And as to like her supermarket, there are some items missing at times in the stores there. But until now, if you're not very attentive to what is happening worldwide, most people don't even notice. What is more noticeable is that the employees in the supermarket are weekly adjusting the climbing prices of everything. And the prices have increased in the last 5 months by a minimum of 40%, possibly even more. And shortages of formula, she hasn't noticed there and was watching out for that. But you have to take into account also that the Mennonites, because she is Mennonite, her and her husband, have also been self-reliant and not so dependent on the government. Having to depend on the national government in South America is not really advisable. And the bureaucracy and paper pushers here are trying to imitate and the formality of a modern industrialized nation. but the officials are being kept at a low income, so the corruption is a permanent temptation. The mentality of the people here in the CHACO, therefore, is different, more independent, I'd say, since they are organized in a form of cooperative system from the very beginning when the colonies were founded here. It is like a local mini government system that provides almost everything that people need, the buying and selling of our products like milk, grass-fed meat of any kind, and the derivatives of those peanuts and sesame, etc., etc. And for many years had even their own local electricity production. I feel that people very much rely on the providing of a cooperative. She said they're called Cooperative Fernheim, Fernheim, Cooperative Chortizer, Chortitzer, or Newland is Neuland, and there are not many persons who think of prepping anything. She said the last 3 years, though, we have had it very difficult here because of drought. And there were a number of meat producers that had to kill their animals because of lack of water. We depend almost totally on the collecting of rainwater. Every house collects it into cisterns, while in the eastern region of Pi, that's PY, it has been raining and storming so much these last years with a similar effect and consequence. Harvests are lost due to inundations of even hail. And this year we are seeing that every time it rains somewhere, the next 2 or 3 days, it gets cold to a freezing point, or it gets so very hot. Either way, plants do not survive very well. It's not a common weather behavior for this region. Actually, here in a subtropical zone here, so I think it's manipulated. Yeah, that's not very surprising. She said very often we see the clouds are ripped in such a regular fashion, like if they would be emitted by a pulse or something like that. She said inflation is very high these last 12 to 18 months. Diesel and gas prices have risen more than 52% in less than 5 months now. For a liter of diesel for truckers and machines, we pay $1.1 approximately. And for the cars, we pay approximately $1.65 per liter now. They are talking about rising it in 2 weeks or so, 25 cents or more per liter on everything. What I'd like to mention would be that normally when something affects the U.S. or Europe, it takes 6 to 8 months until we feel it here. Oh, okay. In terms of the pandemic, thank God people relaxed pretty soon about it all. Even the Latino and indigenous population also. We have thousands of indigenous people around our colonies here. Since we are at a distance of almost 5 kmts, is that kilometers, from our national capital and the Chacao, it is CHACO, I don't know if I'm saying that right, is known to not be of a very hospitable climate temperature, meaning nature-wise wild, not in the sense of the people's behavior. Government officials have not much interest of coming here to enforce their sea rules. Some of our own leaders tried that, but we have many very stubborn people who won't take that nonsense for long and then start to ignore the BS altogether. Sure, you got many sheeples here as well, but yeah. Any woozle, she said, that's a long email. That's really awesome. Thank you for sending that. That was beautiful. I love it, love it, love it. That was great. So, oh, geez. Okay, so here's some screenshots for you. And it says scary prediction. Energy prices might rise so that governments go back to a lockdown playbook to reduce demand. If true, prepare for some serious social unrest around the world. Oh, Lord, I don't even want to think about that. The U.S. has tens of thousands of monkey V's at the ready, and it's set to spend an extra $180 million on 13 million doses of freeze dried. Oh, no. This one says, I'm in North Carolina and I work in a hospital ER. We barely even see many U.S. citizens now because we are flooded with immigrants and everything from A to Z, and they don't have to pay. Nay, nay. So this email came in and she said, if you make $15 an hour, you bring home an average of $9 an hour after taxes and insurance. And most people work 40 hours a week. And according to the Department of Energy, Americans purchase 40 gallons of gas a week, a minimum. And this means after you pay for gas each week, you bring home about $4 an hour. Anyone that makes minimum wage is only paying for gas, and that's it. When everyone voted for Potato because he promised wages of $15 an hour, did you think things like gas would stay at $2 a gallon? No, we all knew. We all knew it. And you now make less money than you did 2 years ago. And if you make minimum wage in another few weeks, you will start to pay to go to work. Congratulations, your uneducated vote has lowered your household net income. We tried to tell you what would happen. Oh, my God. Okay, so here's something from my favorite gal pal in the UK. She said, I came across this info, and I'm not sure if you mentioned this, something to do with it in your videos a while back. Quite honestly, I don't know what to make of this, and as usual, no one knows if it's true or not. I find this quite scary and don't even live in America. This info is supposedly from parts of an interview with some Chinese man from the LUDE media. Yeah, I talked about this yesterday, I believe it was. In the article, full transcript from the interview. I'm going to give you some excerpts of the article, but I suggest you read the whole thing for yourself. Yeah, I don't know whether you should discuss it on your channel. I already did. It's about the CCP. So I will leave that link in the description box below. Okay. So if you are a member of Sam's Club, okay, I'm a member of Sam's Club. The Plus shoppers, okay, so if you have the Sam's Club Plus, it's not the $40 a year membership, it's the $100 a year membership, okay, just like Walmart now, okay, they're going to start charging you for picking up your groceries, your curbside groceries. Well, now Sam's Club is going to start doing the same thing, okay, so on to this. A subscriber was looking for potato flakes, okay, when this popped up in the suggestions, and she's just like, how disgusting is this? It is cricket flour. Yeah. And I'm sure you've all heard about this. I know I have. It's the largest ever 32-mile long caravan of 15,000 migrants headed already to the overwhelmed U.S. border from Mexico. And, you know, it's massive, okay? And this, for us, you know, they're saying this is nothing for us. It can rain, it can thunder, nobody can stop us from coming. I watched some news coverage And they're all wearing their flags of their country, and I'm thinking, well, if you're so proud of that, why are you coming here? But whatever. This caravan may be the largest ever recorded in Mexico. Okay, and this is the largest mass human migration seen in the last 10 years. And how are they going to vet all of these people? How? That's the thing. How are they going to do this? I don't think that there is a way. I really don't. Oh, my goodness gracious. So on to this. Okay, so in Norway, Norway is going to track all of your supermarket purchases, just like how they're doing here. Okay. But statistics, Norway wants to receive several million daily receipts from food stores, signaling a new era of state data collection. And privacy advocates and the supermarket themselves are very unhappy about this. So the people that live there in Norway are used to big government. Okay. But the latest news coming out of Oslo is a surprising new step down the road of data collection that not everyone is happy with. And who the hell would be happy with this? So if you're a prepper and you're living in Norway, guess what? Your business is out there, and they're going to know who you are, what you're buying. All right? And it's not good at all. We worry about who's going to know what, who's going to see what. Well, now your business is out and about in Norway. So there was an explosion at a key gas export plant in the U.S., okay? And this was in Freeport LNG, an operator of one of the largest U.S. export plants, producing liquefied natural gas, okay? And it will shut for at least 3 weeks following the explosion at its Texas Gulf Coast facility. So the fire rocked U.S. natural gas markets on Wednesday, and the impact is likely to spread through Europe and Asia markets. All right. So Freeport LNG, which provides around 20% of U.S. LNG processing, disclosed the shutdown late on Wednesday after appraising damage to the massive facility. Its closure takes away a major supplier to markets already strained by European buyers, shunning Russian LNG over its invasion of Ukraine. Actions that Moscow calls for a special operation and by resurgent demand in China. And this is a significant production outage at a major U.S. facility. So it's going to mean one thing: more shortages. All right. So, all right, guys, I'm out of here. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe. Stay positive. You keep prepping. And as always, fear less. Ciao.